Former White House aide Charles Kupperman's decision not to testify is coming to the frustration of House Intelligence Chair Adam Schiff. One America's Emily Finn explains a continuous pushback from GOP lawmakers on what they consider to be an illegitimate investigation.
Former White House official Charles Kupperman is a no-show for an impeachment inquiry testimony on Capitol Hill, defying a subpoena from House Democrats. Kupperman, the deputy to former National Security Advisor John Bolton, listened to the July phone call between President Trump and his Ukrainian counterpart, the conversation at the center of the impeachment inquiry. House Intel Committee members believe he could corroborate some evidence they claim they already have regarding that conversation. However, so far Democrats have been avoiding the release of any information regarding the investigation. Yet ironically, leaking certain pieces of the information to the Washington Post, further angering House Republicans with their lack of transparency. In a statement, Kupperman's attorney, Charles Kupper, says he was suing Congress over the subpoena and reiterated this was not entirely his client's decision to refuse to comply with the Democrats' request for a testimony. Instead, he's saying Kupperman was simply following the direction of the White House, who claimed constitutional immunity. According to a letter from his attorney, he said, quote, "It is President Trump and every president before him for at least the last half-century who have asserted testimonial immunity for their closest confidential advisors." The letter also says Kupperman cannot satisfy the competing demands of both the legislative and executive branches. House Intel Chairman Adam Schiff appeared frustrated while speaking to reporters over Kupperman's decision not to testify. He blamed the White House and Republicans for what he considers to be an effort to obstruct the investigation.
That the president in an impeachment inquiry or in any oversight inquiry into misconduct can simply instruct senior people not to testify. That is deeply damaging to this institution and any Congress's ability to do oversight, let alone in the important context of an impeachment proceeding.
Regardless, a majority of Republican lawmakers believe the impeachment probe is an illegitimate and unconstitutional investigation. GOP frustrations are contributing to rising tensions between both sides of the aisle as Democrats refuse to share what is happening in the closed-door proceedings.
And you know, it's always people who have talked to people who have talked to other people who think that he might have meant this. When you get direct evidence, this president is not only innocent, but he certainly has not done anything impeachable, and it's time that we bring this charade to a close. It's not an investigation.
Nonetheless, Republicans are continuing their fight against the inquiry, which many believe is unfair to President Trump. Democrats are now threatening Kupperman with contempt over his decision not to testify, and lawmakers wonder if this will set a precedent for the depositions expected to take place later in the week. Schiff said during an interview last week he also wants John Bolton to testify, but assumes the Trump administration will invoke executive privilege to block him from participating in the investigation as well.
John Bolton is a very important witness. We already know from the testimony of others that this is someone who's concerned that people in the State Department, Ambassador Sondland and others, Mulvaney, were cooking up a drug deal, and by that he meant a corrupt deal involving withholding a White House meeting or perhaps the withholding of aid as well for these political purposes.
Bolton says he is waiting on a court decision from Kupperman's lawsuit before he decides if he will testify. Emily Finn, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.